to play like we did and not be able to put ourselves in position to play good enough to win. So I got to get it fixed. It's really disappointing on a bunch of different levels. I know we can be better, and we will be. That's the truth of the NFL. Is got a game next week versus an AFC opponent, and that's really will be our focus very quickly here. But very, very disappointed. That's not not good enough from a player standpoint, from a coaching standpoint. You name it, just not good enough. And you're not going to win games when you play like that. So, with that, I'll take any questions.
Kevin, you mentioned 2 of the 3 offensive linemen that were injured. Do you have any update on Jed Willis, who went out with a knee?
I don't have an update yet on him. He'll get an MRI.
Kevin, how much do you think you had an interception there, but called back because of that roughing penalty? What effect did that have on this game?
I mean, obviously, anytime you can get the ball in advantageous field position, I thought that was a great play by our guys. My look at it, I did not believe it was forcible to the head. I know you can't hit the quarterback in the head, but obviously the referee saw it differently.
Can you talk about the way that Deshaun scrapped and fought and clawed to try to pull this thing out?
Yeah, I mean, it's not for lack of effort, and obviously Deshaun gives you everything he has. He can't get sacked that many times, can't get hit that many times. It's just that's not good enough, and that's on me and that's on us to get that fixed.
Kevin, were you always going to go for it on 4th down there, that last sequence?
That was, yeah.
What was the decision? I guess what was kind of your thinking? And at that time, I guess there's like 3:56 or so left.
Yeah.
You have 3 timeouts. The defense is playing well. What goes into that decision?
Yeah, so 3rd down, we got it to, we thought, a sneakable move back to a long one. Liked our call, felt good about that. And then ultimately, if you don't perform in those short yardage moments, that's on us. And so I'll take the responsibility for that.
Kevin, could you explain what happened to Conklin late in the week?
Yeah, like I kind of told you guys all week, you have to take how guys are feeling throughout the week before you make decisions. Ultimately had, I'd say, a minor setback on Friday, but I don't think it's something that will hold him out weeks, but it held him out this week.
The pressure that New York applied all afternoon long, just could you touch on just the effect of that, and then the problem being compounded by having to shuffle the entire offensive line during the 3rd quarter?
Yeah, they did a nice job. They pressured our quarterback early. We didn't do a good enough job in a bunch of different areas to negate that pressure, and credit to them.
Was Jawan Jones struggling a little bit? I know you took him out there at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. I mean, physically struggling?
I think he was physically struggling, yeah.
And he had a knee.
He had a knee injury going in the game, and I don't think he performed like we're used to seeing him perform.
Kevin, by the time you moved down to Ollie, you're only healthy lineman. Did you ever practice with those 5 guys in those 5 spots before?
No.
How difficult does that make everything?
That is what it is, guys. They all know when and where they're going in if there's an injury. So, but just, yeah, that's no excuse.
And how about Miles? I mean, he went into the tent, I think, twice, and then really looked to be in some pain out there.
Yeah, foot injury. We'll MRI it.
What went into the decision? I know it's obviously hindsight, but it only have 3 kind of traditional offensive tackles. I guess was there any thought in maybe having a 4th guy, a 4th tackle up?
Yeah, Jack Conklin was unavailable due to injury, so that's kind of who we have.
Is this the same foot stuff that's been bothering Miles the last couple?
I'd say it's all related, yes.
Did Amari get hurt there at the end?
I'm not sure. I don't have an update.
And we talked about his struggles the first 2 games, had a huge day-to-day. What did you see up there?
Yeah, obviously first play was a great throw and catch. I thought there were, it's a disappointing part is there are opportunities out there, and we just did not capitalize on those opportunities.
Kevin, you guys in practice on a daily basis, you work on those handoffs from just about every position imaginable.
Yeah.
Just what did you see on the?
Yeah, there's no excuse. It's a simple handoff. We have to be able to execute that, and that's those. Honestly, you're not going to win games when you do stuff like that. That's the truth. So we'll get it fixed. Disappointed overall. Understood that the effort was great. Understood that we can be better next week, but ultimately you got to knock out those plays that get you beat.
On the defense, Kevin, played well in the second half, but that stretch at the end of the first quarter through the second quarter, why do you think they were so effective, Jones, to especially Neighbors?
Yeah, not up to our standard, really. Again, give them credit for what they did schematically. They have good players, but we have to play better.
Did you
seemed
see a
like-
shift in the second half, though, defensively, what you guys were able to do?
Yeah, and again, we played to our standard for a good bit of that game, but we know we could be better.
It seemed like early on the Giants were kind of taking advantage of the defensive aggressiveness with a lot of screens and misdirection. I guess as a defense, what can you do to maybe stop
Yeah,
that?
the screen game, we get a lot of screens, we get a lot of different plays because of our style, and we understand that, and we need to. There's things that we can do to knock those screens out, but they obviously did a nice job with those.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.